That means. Oh, no, that ain't going. It's all natural. Oh, wait. Um, I'm gonna see. I'm gonna like, and then I'm gonna. That's better. That is better. Yeah. Leave that one over there. Oh, that. Better. I think it's fine. Yeah, do this, and maybe this needs higher, like, yeah, like there. Got this. Yeah, fun. It's okay. I do. Oh, you want that? I think it's okay now. I think. You see, oh, I see. But the sun is not actually anyway. Try there. Now it's in your. Oh, maybe. Yeah, shit. Not. Dude. That's not bad. Fuck. Oh. Privacy. It was good when you were leaning. Yeah. It's all right. It's okay. Yeah, you can try. Yeah. All right. Okay. Mm. Do we have a nearby? Okay. Oh my gosh. What did I just do? All the way. Oh. No, put a little side action. That was it's behind me, kind of like that's good. Leave it just like that. Oh, doesn't look. So this is what I need to help. I'm going to live in like 1 minute to tell those guys to just put the volume down, and I need someone to stand over there. Nobody comes here, and I'll let anybody. And while
Yeah, I'm in out. Hey, what's up,
I'm sorry.
everybody? Yeah, I'm taking over for a second. So yeah, we're gonna cut back to them after they're finished, like setting everything up. So what's good, Brandon, aka B Mott? We out here. I'm letting them get ready to go live as they finish setting up. But how's everybody doing? Checking in from San Diego and virtually. I see we got people on like Facebook and like YouTube watching. B, what's good? What up, Jerry? How's everything down there? Like I can see everybody's comments. So if you have any questions, anything you're looking forward to right now as they finish setting up, Jen, all you got to do is give me a thumbs up, and I'll go back to you and L. So I'm just here waiting on y'all. It's a bottle share, so one thing you always should have is some water to stay hydrated. And it's a celebration. So like what we're about to see, the kickoff for crafted action, and yeah, it's going to be fun. There's going to be a brief video that you're going to see. Oh, how I hear my audio is weird. 1 second. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. You may just change from. I just went mute, and I should be back now. Everything good? So, yes, getting ready, and look like Jen, you're ready?
I am. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Yay! Is it echoing weird?
I'm not hearing an echo.
Okay. It sounds weird. Hey, everybody. Welcome to After Action at Fair Time. How you doing, Sharp? Husband, here off this Prince. We're so excited about this. So wanted to first of all everyone for their support, being part of first ever craft conference. That's a model sort of mentioned here in Atlanta. Eventually next year will be in person here in Atlanta with the virtual component. This is just the beginning of I think something big. So excited to be here first year and excited to see it all grow. Um, Tonight is going to give you an overview of everything that's happened this week. We're going to show you a little video that we made, give you insight of why I crafted action, so my motive behind it. And then what the conversation with my homie L. We're going to see here about Atlanta, about me, and then about the week ahead. So thank you for being here. You're sipping something, let the in the comments here what you're drinking. I know what you're drinking. Uh, Probably a little something dark and late. A little piano, just to the artist. I think before we the video, Crafted for Action has really been on my to for some years, to be honest. But you know, the time right, seeing this was the time when, as a culmination of things that happened in 2020, and really uh, the path craft beer has been taking in Atlanta and beyond just opened the door for me to be able to do something like bring up this team. And I'm excited again. And with going to show you guys video, video on the other side, have a little conversation with some beer, and we'll see you. And we'll try. Mike fit. Mike is going now. We'll try to get. Thank you, love, Mike, live.
Welcome to the 2021 Crafted for Action Craft Beer Con. Crafted for Action is a 4-day hybrid conference offering a combination of daily in person experiences and virtual panel discussions for the full spectrum of craft beer lovers. Coinciding with American Craft Beer Week, conference topics focus on action oriented themes for creating sustainable change in the industry and include science and innovation in brewing, diversity, equity, and inclusion in action, and the business of beer. In person conference events will be hosted at venues around Metro Atlanta, and virtual panel discussions will stream free of charge on Facebook and YouTube. All virtual sessions will be recorded and made available for viewing after the conference concludes. The combination of in person and virtual opportunities promotes accessibility to all audiences and is a safe way to engage. After the horrific events of 2020, there was a call to action in many industries to take a hard look at practices and policies related to diversity, equity, and inclusion. In the craft beer community, breweries were forced to take an introspective look and seriously consider ways to address issues of systemic racism, sexism, and gender inequalities. In some cases, that took the form of beer collaborations on a grand scale, like the Black is Beautiful movement founded by Weathered Souls Brewing, and a push to create more access for women in the industry, such as the Road to 100 initiative founded by Eugenia Brown. Crafted for Action complements this momentum by creating a space where not only robust discussions can occur, but where these ideas can develop into real solutions for lasting change in the craft beer community. The American craft beer scene lacks diversity, and at a time when finding common ground is more important than ever, craft beer can represent community and support for small businesses while celebrating individuality. American Craft Beer Week presents the perfect opportunity to do just that. Jen's mission has always been to create opportunities for genuine connection in spaces that feel safe, open, and secure for all who love and appreciate beer. So the goal is to make Crafted for Action an annual event in Atlanta where there is a genuine excitement about the future of the industry. Jen believes that the craft community here is uniquely poised to help move the needle forward from ideas into action. Thank you for being here in person and virtually for this very important week in the beer community. And welcome to the Crafted for Action Craft Beer Con.
All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks for being here again, everybody. Just a quick overview. Y'all, we got this thing set up on a swivel stool. Listen, this is how we doing it today. Listen, I am joined by my brother in craft, Ale Sharpton, y'all. I started doing beer events probably 10 years ago, and Ale was the first person I met when I first started doing stuff. Everyone was like, "Do you know this brother Ale? Do you know Ale Sharpton?" And he, at that point, which was 10 years ago, was really a mainstay in Atlanta and in the beer scene. Before anyone was writing about beer, hosting beer events, and really harnessing the community aspect of craft beer, you were doing it. So thank you for laying that foundation for what has, I think, grown into something really, really beautiful in the city and beyond, to be honest with you.
Absolutely. That was really beyond.
I mean, when did you move to Atlanta? When did you start your journey in craft beer?
Man, it's crazy. First of all, toast to you starting off this soon to be annual conference. And shout out to everybody who's a part of this right now. What's up? I see Doc over there. All the shout outs, I appreciate you. I kind of, it was funny. So I asked Jen. Jen said, "I need you to help me with this." I said, "I'll do anything you want with this conference. You're doing something, it doesn't even matter what it is, I'll help you." And so she said, "I want you to do the keynote." I didn't know I was doing the keynote until I looked up what my responsibilities were. And I was like, "Damn, I got to be suited and booted? Am I going to have a podium? Do I have to like do something? I have a dream speech?" I didn't know what was happening with it. But yeah, that too. But I just, and whatever it was, she said, "No, we're just going to kick back and introduce this great week that we have in store, have some beers, and kind of tell a little about your story, but we're going to be sipping and doing VIP for this sister's birthday, the way we started off, which I really love too, so which is super dope." And so I was cool with that, of course, having a beer in the building. And so when she came in, she had a whole bunch of stuff. She said, I got some stuff in the tube.
Yeah.
And I said, some stuff out there. She said, no, you need a dog. So we had a dog in Atlanta, Kentucky when we were delivering all the stuff. Thank you to all the sponsors who were giving her all these great beers and who were supporting this great cause. So I went out there with the dolly, and she was like, oh man, there's boxes and boxes and cases of beer.
So much stuff.
So we all got to sip that throughout the week too.
Yeah, we do.
So I'm loading this up. She said, oh wait, there's stairs there. I said, I used to do construction.
Who knew?
I could take the stairs with the dolly and all that. I'm seasoned with that. She said, you used to do construction. Let me tell you something. This is the reason I'm telling this story. When I first started writing, I moved to Atlanta. Really, my family moved in 90, but when I left Cornell, I got here in 95. My first job was working in the music business with Sony Music, working with opening a club. But my love wasn't there. My love was for beer and writing. So I wrote an article for free in a magazine called Cipher. It was a Black-owned hip-hop magazine that was actually a dope magazine. In one of my columns, I said, I want to teach people about beer. And this is 95. They said, okay, we'll give you that column. In order to do that for free, my logo also was a Barney. It was a black Barney from The Simpsons. But you know, that was my dude. So that's what I made a black version of. But at night, from 10 to 8, I was rebuilding Perimeter Mall here in Atlanta as my job to fund so I could be a writer for free. It really was the passion. And the passion led to me being an editor for a lot of historical magazines and newspapers here, and then moving on from there. And then I went and branded myself. No one was doing that, but I had that passion. My point is, it's about passion right now. You guys have a passion to do something. You need to make it happen. This is passion right here. This is what we're doing right now. And now, 25 years later, we're all together. And part of it was the passion of having not only brothers and sisters, but a lot of minorities visiting these breweries. We were at the point back in the day where it's like, hey, how can I help you? To now it's, how can I help you? There's a difference now. We are coming to these breweries, and social media has helped a lot with that. But the key is that what I love about the beer industry is that we have the chance to show that minorities can work together, along with white people, to make what we have happen. Right. It's okay to get that help from the others. But the focus is there that we're going to make more of an impact. We can either be like this, or we can be like this. This is more impact. And that's where we need to be in the beer industry. And this is happening right now because it's kind of untouched, this industry. We are at the point where we can show that Black people work together. It's not like the record labels and textile industries and all that, where we are kind of cutthroat. Right now, we have the chance to work together. And this is what we're doing, and it's working. So y'all being here today is really dope. We're celebrating Jen. We're celebrating this wonderful, wonderful cause that we're doing right now. So I don't want to talk too much, but I just want to say, I want to make this keynote quick because we're going to get the bottle share. And this is a beer I created. And this is the first toast. Oh, we're going to make that happen.
No, the light is, we're on natural light.
Yeah, I don't need to be light skinned anymore, but it's
now it's like going in and out, y'all. This is live. We're doing it live.
We're doing it live. Cheers. But cheers to this, support it. Tell your people to follow it. And I'm like, so, tell your people to support it. Tell people to support it and just come through. We have a great lot of topics. Talk about the things you got going on.
I'm so excited. So every day, so let me just tell y'all, the conference grew out of me wanting to do, Dr. J asked if we were having an eclipse. The sun keeps going in and out of the clouds. It's really weird. And it's like we're trying to chase the light. So I started out planning this as just a few events for American Craft Beer Week, a few panels I was going to do, and something every day in person. But it grew into this big thing, which is now a conference. We definitely need that light. It grew into something really big. And so every day now, starting tomorrow through Friday, there's a daily in-person event, plus there's a panel or 5.
Yep.
And so we'll go through some of those real quickly. Tomorrow is the day about science, technology, innovation. That's Tuesday. Wednesday is all about diversity, equity, inclusion. And then Friday is all about sort of the business aspects of beer. And we have lots of fun stuff planned. Tomorrow, the in-person event will be a tour of Round Trip Brewing. I don't know if you've been there yet. They're brand new. You've been. They're brand new brewery. They're Atlanta's newest brewery. And you guys want to come out because they have the most innovative tap room. The gentleman who brews there and who owns it, Craig, has a state-of-the-art brewing system, and it is beautiful. Remember back in the day, we used to do beer tours all the time. That's how you could get beer from the brewery. You had to buy tickets and an ugly pint glass.
Some laws have thankfully changed.
Some laws have changed. They have changed. But you know what? Since we've been not having to do that aspect of the brewery stuff, the brewery tours, people don't get to go on the breweries and tour them much. So this is going to be a good tour of that brewery. Everything else along that day follows the pathway of technology and innovation. We have panels on brewing science, panels on innovative brewing operations. That one's going to be head up by Blake Tyers at Creature Comforts, along with some people from Modern Times. Lost Jude is a part of that panel discussion. That day, we're also talking about innovation and taproom experience. So that's all about creating spaces that are welcoming and opening to folks. Bryn Navarro from Beer Diversity is moderating that session. On Wednesday, we're talking about diversity, equity, inclusion. That's the bulk of the conference. And we have some really good topics that day as well, from talking about apps that you can use to diversify your palette. And so this one I kind of snuck into the diversity and inclusion track. The topic is not about DEI, but the founder is a woman who owns a company that creates apps for beer, which is very, very rare. So that's awesome. We need that technology. If you want to be a part of that session, you have to buy your beer ahead of time. Check my earlier post about that. But later on that day, we're talking about a collaboration with Pontoon and Atlanta Influences Everything. We're talking about women and improving the diversity and inclusion of women in the beer industry. We're talking about putting DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion principles into practice. That session is going to be led by Fenwick, our homie down at Creature Comforts. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And then the next day on Thursday, we're talking all about the business of beer. And that's a range of things. We're talking about marketing that day. So the guys here at Kentucky are going to be on that session with Crowns and Hops. And then we have another session that day talking about home brewing. We have an in-person demo with Corey from Soul Brothers Brewing, who'll be doing an in-person live class, a 4-hour class on brewing. If you ever wanted to know how to start, what you need to get started, it's a whole thing. Yeah. So he's doing that, a class on that. Also that day, we're talking about community accountability. Dr. J is one of the speakers on that session. That's right. And that session is all about what breweries can do to kind of reach outside of their walls and impact the communities around them. So we have some really, really good sessions planned, some important information coming out to you all. And I'm just excited about it. I hope that you'll tune in to the sessions. I hope that you'll come to the in-person events. Tonight's sold out, my birthday party, but we're hoping to sell out the rest of the week. Y'all, we're trying to get this thing fully funded next year.
But that means audience, that means support, that means social media, sharing. All of that is really important to make this an ongoing experience. It's going to happen. We're going to work together to make it happen, but make it a little easier.
Because things in Atlanta, I mean, we talked about this offline, but things in Atlanta are really just growing in this really organic kind of way.
Absolutely. We're all supporting each other. Leaders of Brew School is a community of leaders, really. People who are influencers, brewers. We're all like have a system where whatever you're doing, we're going to go support it, bring the numbers, and it will build together. That's what it's all about. And again, it's all about us working together. We all can eat on this thing.
Absolutely.
No, something gets addressed immediately. Let's keep it moving.
We don't need any of that. There's no room for that in craft beer. Shout out to Craft Women Connect, another group here in Atlanta and beyond that's growing into this network of people and of opportunities. So we've been growing. We've been busy. So with that being said, we want to again welcome you to Craft It for Action. Thank you for being here. We are going to take a little 10-minute break. Brandon Montgomery will be back.
Man, B, what's up, baby?
That's right. He's going to be hosting the virtual Bible share.
Oh, man. That's a good host right there.
Yeah. So people who are not able to join us in person because the thing's sold out, just log on virtually. Brandon, we've invited some people to be a part of the on-screen audience. So he'll have people that'll be joining him on screen and hanging out with him. He knows so much about beer, it's ridiculous. So thanks again for being here. Thank you.
No doubt. Let Atlanta Beer Boutique. Let them know what you were drinking during the virtual bottle share. Put it on her Instagram. Let's get more followers. Let's all support each other. And I'll be there. tagging as well. So much love. Let's kick it, man. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Word up.
It's my birthday.
Let's go.
All right, Brandon, I'm gonna let you take it away from here. Thanks, guys. Thanks for being here this week. I'll see you soon.
What's up? What's up? That's a pretty good introduction right there from Elle and Jen. Thank you for that. Happy birthday, Jen. I hope y'all are out there celebrating. We back in San Diego right now, and what are people drinking? Because as they were pouring up, I just felt the need to actually pour up myself, and I started off strong, very strong. So we got this Weather Souls collaboration with Beer Zombies and 17%, 100-point Death Ride, 12 point, what, 7? 12.3 Imperial Stout with pecans, hazelnuts, and vanilla beans. So we out here having a good time. Looking for a few people that plan on joining and having a few conversations about craft beer. So for those few, I'd look to see y'all in the StreamYard so I could actually like bring y'all to the front and really enjoy everything. So while that happens, I'll just sit here and see what people are talking about. Let's go. We have a few comments. You know, we got all the birthday wishes. Let's see. Our culture is checking in. You know, they got good vibes, holding it down in Atlanta. Okay, we see you. What else is going on down here? Love and libations. Shout out, got the birthday wishes for Jen. Jeez, let's see. Up, Miss Undeniable Vixen herself. How you doing, Andrew? Dun, 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 dun. Dr. J. Oh, for some of y'all that didn't see, Dr. J was chiming in during the eclipse that was happening in Atlanta with the light. Had a little bit of fun in the comments with that. So yeah, let's see what's going on in here. Question. Okay, our culture. What's good? What's good? Got a question. Oh, favorite style of beer. I normally go for like traditional Belgians, like a Belgian Golden Strong, sometimes Triple light, like bready. Still has like that kind of like those bananas, the cloves, those like sweet fruit esters without being like heavily fruited or fruited at all. And then they're normally just easy, drinkable, and they're filling. It's takes you back to the fact that like these beers were made predominantly by like Trappist monks with a lot of free time on their hands, and like when their intermittent fasting would occur, they could imbibe in their own like Belgian Trappist beers, and there's some delicious but full beers, and you just enjoy them pretty much all times of the year, whether it's hot outside or like cold. You can sit there and really enjoy this beautiful beer. So yeah, that's tends to be my favorite. Right now, I did not bring any to the bottle share. You know, I'll tell you this, from a lot of the bottle shares I've been to, Belgians are a style that you don't see a lot of unless it's things like barrel aged, like wild fermentation beers like Cantillon, Three Fontaines, and a few others that fit within that style. So what's up? We got Angie chiming in. Hey there. Mickey, what up? I saw you on the list. Like, get on this like the StreamYard, and I'll bring you up. So would love to check in with Black Brews Chicago, see what you have going on out there. Should be. I know you always having events, and especially with things getting a little bit better. Looking forward to that. We have other Belgians. Okay, Jamal, I see you. Yeah, the Quaz reign supreme. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Yeah, like if I would go to my refrigerator right now, I could pull out Delirium Red, Delirium Tremens, some Saint Bernardus. They're just in there. If you're ever just like in a quick stitch, you got to pick up a beer. Most places you could find Delirium, or another one to look for would be Le Flin du Mont. It's like a it's it's actually a Belgian style beer brewed in, I believe, not Toronto, but it's in I think Montreal in Canada. Great great beer, easy drinking, like 9%. Great representation of style. Uh, and you can like find it on like every retail shelf. If you can't, um, one that's not necessarily a craft beer because of who makes it, but it's still a very good beer. Left. It's a LEFFE. Great Belgian style beer. Comes in at like 6-7%. And perfect. Very welcoming. Very great for introducing people to new craft beer. So I see you, Jerry, with the Belgian tripels. Yep. Mm-hmm. Everybody saying hey to each other. I see you. Oh, okay. Mickey, you out here drinking Church Street? Okay, okay, okay. Let's see. Oh, we got Crowns and Hop, Crowns and Hop. What's up? You got a little bit. Yeah, shouts out to Crowns and Hop, Theo, Benny, represent that HBCU. And you actually see my HBCU right there. Howard, DHU, the Mecca. Shouts out. Um, let's see. Darren, what are you over here drinking? Okay, good start. Whiskey barrel aged, 8.2 stout, Avery. Uh, yep, that's how you that all the caps. That's how you know Theo's behind everything right now. Just like all caps. Let's see. Birthday to Jen. You know, HU. You know. Um, always Dr. J. Uh, DC DC Reppin. Howard Reppin. It's always a wonderful time to get back. Um, and what this past weekend was a graduation, so it was still a beautiful sight, even though like the graduation was like way more spread out and sparse. But to be able to still like graduate in this kind of time period and like find those new opportunities going forward, it's like a light at the end of the tunnel. That 12.3 is definitely going to kick in soon. Like what else is going on? So we have the week coming up, and let's see some of the big things on the week. I don't have the calendar in front of me, so I'll get that later. Uh, but like Jen said, it should be a good opportunity for a lot of people to chime in virtually and like really see what's going on both in craft beer as a whole, but also within the Atlanta culture. Like they said, the Atlanta craft beer culture is like super like vibrant with like diversity, inclusion, and the equity. Seeing that you have breweries that finally have like hip and hops there. The first like brick and mortar black owned brewery in Georgia and Atlanta as a whole. Great spot, wonderful seafood, and like I had the opportunity to actually like slide in for the soft opening probably about 3 weeks ago, and it was beautiful just to see so many different type of faces there, and they get to try their beers and like meet the owners, and Atlanta's always like a home, especially within craft beer. So let's see, what are some other things we're gonna talk about, because I am maintaining this myself. Church Street. Let's see what's going on. Oh, mm, Samir, what's good? So the panel on the 13th. Oh, that should be popping. Craft beer and hip hop. Because I was just talking to Theo about this earlier today. Like a lot of like hip hop just has that like cool factor, that like the wordplay, the off the wall like cadences, and it just like connects mentally. So of course a lot of people are using like craft beer to like create ideas, like naming convention, develop their like recipes. So it's really like awesome to really see how we are going to be able to talk to craft beer and hip hop and on the 13th. So I definitely probably try to chime in on that one myself. Let's see. Just got a text message from the assistant. Boom. Oh, okay. So we got the sponsors, shout out a few people. One, Craft by EDU, aka Dr. J and her cohorts. Actually, I really bang with Craft by EDU because that's my first experience to actually go to GABF because of it. Get like those 2 tickets to like the actual parent event and the sessions, and just be able to like be there, try all the beers, and meet everyone. It super like welcoming at that time. Met like I think the CEO and chief finance officer for like New Belgium. They were super welcoming, knowledgeable, and you just saw like the dedication to being involved in craft. So oh, like more birthdays. Like Jen's not watching right now, but I'll make sure she gets it. Like I am currently the face and voice behind the Atlanta Beer Boutique account. So yeah, let's see what else we got going on in here. Um, we gotta put Dr. J's flowers up where you can. She is the MVP. You literally can't walk into any circle about craft beer and not hear her name come up. So she's doing amazing things. Um, Black excellence, yes, yes. There's a lot in here. And speaking of black excellence, I want to once again reference Weather Souls Brewing Company out of San Antonio, Texas. This in collaboration with 17% Drip and Beer Zombies, 100 point like Death Ride. Yo, this is banging. It's an imperial stout, like adjuncted with like hazelnut, pecans, or is it vanilla and cacao nibs. And you would think that'd be overly like decadent and sweet. It actually finishes like pretty dry and bitter. So not like IPA bitter, but more like a roasted coffee bitter. Yeah. Marcus is doing some amazing things down there. Um, and for all those that like have had the opportunity to try a lot of the Black is Beautiful beers, it was really cool to just see how big that became, and that it is now like a core beer for a number of breweries, and you can still find it in like local WalMarts like throughout the South, from like Florida all the way to like Texas and so forth. So, Jerry, it is. This really is delicious. This is the first time I opened the can. I have like one more left, and I'll probably be sharing that with the bros out here. Let's see what's going on. Let's see if I could get some people to join in. Mm-mm. Nope, it's just me right now. I'm gonna call out the bat signal. Um, let's see. We're going straight to phone. We're gonna call people. Like send them some text messages. Anyway, crafted for action. Got the speakers. So, what did people, what did people think of like the welcome? Has anybody else tried the piano keys? Because I really enjoy it. It's nice, very drinkable. It's a 10% like stout that still has like a medium light body and like roast and like flavors and chocolate to the point where you can enjoy it, but it's not overwhelming. It's definitely like not as light and easy drinking as say like Guinness, but it's not as heavy as like most imperial like uh stouts with like longer boils. So mm, okay. Darren was like, "Oh, clean and well balanced, sir. You drink often because just to the point, clean and well balanced. I could tell. That's a great description. Let's see. Oh yes. I'm glad it pairs well with tree. Hopefully it pairs well with tree in all legal states. We'll just put that out as a disclaimer. Um, let's see. Yep, Theo's and Samuel's talking about hip hop. I see you. I see you. Hmm. Oh, Dr. J, my beer studies are actually going very well. So I haven't been focused on like more or less like reading through materials or like working directly towards like the cicerone or my next level of like a beer judge certification. Like recently, I picked up a second part-time job at a local tap room and retail space. And you ask, why would I do this? I already work at a brewery. So one of the things that's actually my end goal of where I want to go in like kind of a form of ownership is like a tap room retail space. And I thought one of the best ways to get an understanding of how to manage and run one would be to actually work at one that's doing fairly successful. So I recently started working at L Tels here in San Diego. And in that, I'm learning more and more about like the sales, working directly with different distributors, how to go about like managing like inventories, like changing over kegs, like price points, and being able to speak to like I think we currently keep roughly about like 40 or so lines busy throughout the week, and so we have to be able to speak to everything that's on the lines, like welcome customers, and then like give clear descriptions as to why this beer is different from this and what you may pick up, and really just be very approachable to customers. So that's where my beer studies are right now. It's like the management ownership and like front end customer service to really have like a good background of how to get the beer to the people that may not understand that they like it. So let's see. What's Darren? Beer studies. Darren, I what you said beer studies, you're curious about what crazy beers I've been drinking on the weekends. Like it's funny because Dr. J asked one question, you asked the same question, but you clearly have completely different desires. This, I would consider this one of the crazier beers that I've been drinking. Mainly because, you know, small release, and you have to go to the brewery to pick that up. So it was definitely beer mail. Let's see, I'm here, Facebook. Let's see. Hmm. Dr. J, hey, hey, marijuana is being legalized across the United States at at a at a wonderful pace for different states, and so Virginia is going to be one of those places. So, what Theo chiming in on? Oh, Black is Beautiful experience. Um, yeah, the Black is Beautiful location. So, what was pretty cool was I was involved in a few here in San Diego when they first brewed the big, like, mega collab uh, that was done with Horace and L. Smith, and then had like Second Chance, Modern Time, Harlan, and probably I can't remember everybody that was on there, but Mason. There was about 24 or so breweries on it, and basically it was a dope recipe. And like actually it was done in like two batches. I was there to brew the first batch, like 5 a.m. start, had my like work boots and everything, um working with the stuck grain because it was a big stout. It was at um and this is before it was even adjuncted. It was it was a chore. But it was like a labor of love to just kind of like be there and know that it was like a brainchild between Kyle from Horace and like Will. He's like the packaging manager there at L Smith. Like very notable dude here in San Diego. The homie. But Yeah, that was a beautiful experience. And then working with, I think I was at like the bottling for Residence, Black is Beautiful. And that was a collab between Resident, a local coffee roaster, and Thunderhawk. So the homie John was there. John also did something with like Tap Room and probably like two or three others. But overall, like the Black is Beautiful experience for myself was very very positive. And like I remember like being at the beginning and like talking to Marcus about like the idea and exactly how to go about doing it, and kind of like crafting like words and ideas at how to like really make it resonate and like make it a notable like experience and push, but also make sure people understand it's about like the social change that could be made, not necessarily the beer itself, because the rest of the stock recipe was like an American style. It's like dry, roasty, and like hot for it. So like yeah, it's cool. Everybody's brewing the beer, putting it out, but the beer was really just like a vehicle to actually get the change made. It wasn't. It was never really the focus. If you made like a crazy sick like Black is Beautiful stout, that's dope too. But it was more or less take this as an opportunity to inflict some change to your local community. And so that's what we really wanted people to kind of get out of that. Not if you follow the recipe or not. It was the blanket recipe for people just to be able to brew a stout. Um, but it was more or less about the change. And I feel like a lot of that has come through, and it brought a lot of light and a lot more faces and interest to craft beer that weren't necessarily there. So yeah, that was my experience. Let's see, where are we at? Let's see. Let's see. Oh, this is always a fun one. Recommend to who's not a beer drinker. So this comes up often. So beers to recommend to someone that's not a beer drinker. Uh, First thing I really like recommend doing is not to just like throw a beer at any person, because uh, you really don't know how they're going to take and accept this like liquid. It's best to get a like an understanding of what people enjoy drinking already? Like, do they like things that are sweet? Do they like things that are dry, fruit forward, like bready, bread light, cracker, chocolate, coffee, pineapple, peach? What are some apple? Really just get a kind of breakdown of how people diversify their palate, plug intended. Um, it's it's like if I were to like offer this imperial stout to someone I know that just really enjoys fruity and like fruity drinks like Mai Tais, or like Sex on the Beach, margaritas, that would be the wrong thing to do because this is nowhere near that type of experience. In that case, I would look at some of the more like fruited sours, Berliner Weisses, kettle sours, maybe like a fruited IPA, a milkshake IPA, things of that sort that are going to be in a similar consistency, flavor profile, like lightness on the palate, uh, and kind of just kind of coax them into what the idea of beer can be, because the average person is going to think beer is like Guinness, Bud Light, or like Heineken. Um, in that you have like a light coffee s stout. You have like something that's light, sometimes skunked, less bready, uh, lager, and then a Euro lager is just like they just have their own particular kind of funk to it, especially since we get them a little bit later when they're not brewed in the U.S. So, um, Kiana, I definitely recommend just having an open conversation about someone's palate and what they are really interested in. Let's see, what else? Dr. J and Theo going back and forth. Jamal, what's going on? No shop. Texas is the last state to get beer. Oh, yep. Yeah, the laws in Texas for beer are very um they're about as interesting as Georgia used to be, but it's not as bad. Uh, Jen and Elle were actually speaking to the Georgia laws that I believe were before 2000, I think it was before 2016, and they could tell you the exact prop where like Georgia breweries weren't allowed to actually serve you beer directly. It had to all go through like distribution. The only way that they could get around that was to do brewery tours in which you pay for the tour and then they would just give you like a glass and like 6 tickets. And you get to try like 6 different beers and keep the glass. It's great for those who wanted to collect glassware. Excuse me. But it kind of prevents the breweries from really getting their beer to the public without going through distributors. That changed, and now it's a lot easier. So uh, so there's still a lot of states that have like laws that prevent breweries from really reaching the customer like they should. I know like Texas is interesting because you may want to like when you're a brewery and planning, you try to figure out if you want to be a brew pub versus say like actual brewery, and there's like there are like limitations to that. Like you have to sell food, but you you can only produce up to a certain amount each year, stuff like that. So there's a lot of trade-offs that people aren't aware of when it comes to being in the industry and actually owning a brewery. So dun, dun, dun. Oh, Sean, yeah, that's going to be a hard one to do. Um, Grounds and Hops may be able to speak to it a little bit deeper in the comments, but that alcohol distribution across the United States is another challenge that breweries, especially smaller, like minority-owned breweries, because it really costs to distribute your beer across like state lines and to different regions. And so you have to work with very distribution companies, shippers, and so forth to be able to do that, and get past like the the laws in a lawful manner, of course. So yeah, getting that out in the DMV is going to be hard. I know a good number of people from like Howard that would love to get their hands on HBCU and BPLB, but it's just really hard to get it done. I'm getting tags on Instagram, smartwatch experience. Oh, look, what's up, Denise, aka Kinky Suds? We got the PhD on there. Everybody understand? She's the smart one. Um, let's see. Yep, there we go. So gotta get up to NY. When that drop happens, that's gonna be a fun one because I can already guess where it's going. It's probably going like in probably two places, maybe three. Um, you may want to check out Beer Wax. I'm just saying. Um, let's see what's up. Back and forth. Let's see, Big Love. Yeah, no, that's Jen is doing an amazing thing. So, funny story. I think I was on the phone with Jen after it was back in March because it was after we did the Black History and Craft event with Crowns and Hops. It was Crowns and Hops, Soul Mega, like Bearded Black Man, and Harlem Hops, and yeah. And so we talked after that. We were like, oh man, she wanted to ask me questions about like StreamYard, how it works and everything, and add this to the screen.
Welcome to the
Oh no, no, we're not. Um, and she was curious about like StreamYard and everything. So I was like, yo, this is how it works and whatnot. And then like after the call, she was like, I'm thinking about doing this event in May. And she started to detail it. I was like, it sounds like a conference. I was like, no, no, it's not gonna be a conference. I was like, definitely sounds like a conference. And so here you have it. It's a conference. And it's going to be a good week. I want to shout out some of the other sponsors that have like really stepped up to support this. Already did Craft by EDU. We have Creature Comforts. Yeah, I'm a big Creature Comforts fan. They have some really good beer out in Athens. Like super welcoming culture. They just opened up a location in LA, and I like what they're doing. One of my favorite beers from them is "Awaken My Love." hmm Childish Gambino, great album, um, and also curious about like musicality, lyrics, names. Great beer. And then Life in Flux is their imperial like barrel aged blend. They take like a blend of a number of different like stout they have in various barrels and like blend it together. Delicious beer. So what? Who else? Second Shelf. I've heard good things about them. I don't know if I've actually tried their beers, but they're also out in the Atlanta area. Of course, Atlanta Brewing Co. They stepped up and have been supportive. The Brewers Association, brewing for change out here, and like the Brewers Association is super active. It's good to see. I think this year, like Marcus became, like sits on like the board. The CEO of the brewery I work at, Virginia, is like sits on the board. So it's really good to see how focused on inclusion they are. New Realm, New Realm be looking out. I'll tell you that they have some really good beer. I forget the like owner and like or like maybe like head brewer, but he actually got a lot of his experience working out in San Diego before moving to Atlanta, and so they have like New Realm in Atlanta, and then I think Richmond. And so just in one of the Virginias. Of course, Reformation's out here. Craft Women Connect. That Venus is delicious. I actually have a bottle of that. I got two. I took one to a bottle share the other day, and people loved it. So that Venus, if you still got one or an extra, like save it. Like it's a good beer. Let's see. Oh, because we were talking about direct to customer earlier. Yeah, the laws are nuts. That's like depending upon where you are in the U.S., it gets really interesting. It tends to be below the Bible Belt is where you get the most like strict laws with direct to customer beer sales. And then you have Utah. Utah just yeah, Utah is Utah. Let's see. See, yep, here we go. See, I'm not making this stuff up. State approved in addition to distribution to your region. So yeah, there's a lot of hoops that you have to go to move beer around the country. Dun, dun, dun. Hmm. Sean, which brewery are you a part of and planning for, and what region? I would love to hear some information about that. Oh, I completely missed Denise's question. I'm going on. So, mm, consider overrated, underrated. Let me get a sip real quick. Um, Overrated hype styles right now. I feel like the pastry stout is dying out. It's not as crazy anymore. Pastry stouts got to be like everybody is like searching for them, and probably a lot of people are still like really questioning and searching for them. But only need maybe like one or two because like one, all the residual sugars in it, it's just like so sweet, and then they get overly like dense and thick, and like too much, and then all the additional like fruits. They A lot of breweries I feel like are doing them to the extent of like creating this crazy recipe of like maybe like strawberries and double chocolate, double vanilla, which can all be like good if done in like a good balance. Not everyone's able to really like balance the flavors and like take the time to like pull back here and maybe push forward here. Like by the time it all like comes together, it's just like I only need about this much of that and I'm out. And mind you, it comes in like this probably like 16-ounce like can or like 22-ounce bomber, and I'm just like, okay, I got to share this. Can't have this by myself. So I think that one's a little bit like overhyped at this point. So that's why I really enjoy this one because Marcus knows like he initially got like became like really notable off his pastry stouts, but like recently he's been able to like really like hone in and like balance that like dry sweet adjuncting character. And then his barrel aging has just gotten really good. So best thing to do in like any type of um, beer is to like finish clean. And it could be like finished clean as clean as a lager, or like finished clean in like an imperial adjuncted stout. It's just if it once it goes overboard, it's just oh, you just throwing things in there. It's less like you could tell when a recipe is a little bit honed in versus just like we're just gonna see how this works. So that I don't need everybody's hazy IPA. Um, like also, it's if it's just like meant to be like hazy and like maybe like unbalanced to like the hop profile or like it's not like soft, like round, depending upon what style of hazy they're going for, because it could be like a more bitter, like bready, fluffy, or it could be like a tropical, like stone fruit, pineapple experience. Um, it's always all about balance. So those are things I normally just don't like go straight for. I love to see what someone like lager is at. Maybe they're like pale ale. They're Belgians because most people don't do them. They're Hefeweizens. They're underrated, slept on. A Tripel, uh, American Strong Ale, underrated. Um, let's see, Tropical Stout. No one really brews tropical stouts, and they're basically uh, a light, like kind of in the Guinness kind of realm, but still elevated ABV. So normally around like 7 to 8%. But then they're known for having more like kind of a like tropical, like maybe mango or like not berry. Um, Mango, guavas, like undertones and like fruit aromas and so forth. So slept on style. So those are some of the styles I really search for. And of course, like if a brewery is doing a saison um, on draft, then I'm probably gonna try it. It's just because it's not a common style that you see. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, Sean, we got the Black Viking TV on IG. Okay. Would love to see some of you. I bet. Yeah, Black Viking. Yeah, drop the IG handle. We'll I'll make sure it gets on the screen so people can follow it. Oh, yeah. So you're right. I do enjoy a West Coast IPA way more than a hazy. And but uh what was it? I would love to see more like East Coast breweries or non-West Coast breweries try their hand at West Coast IPAs. See if they could hit those like that dryness. They could either make it more like resinous and dank, earthy, or they could also do like some new world like tropical stone fruit forward aromas, see what they can do. What was it? I was recently traveling between from back from Atlanta, and I had a layover in the Charlotte airport, and I went to the Wicked Weeds little stand there and tried their West Coast on draft there. I feel like it was a little old. It's not as fresh as it could have been. It was like overly like earthy and whatnot. But I shared my thoughts. Ended up with like a pretty much a case of Wicked Weeds, and like when it's fresh out the can, they're doing a pretty solid West Coast IPA. I have to give it to them. I enjoyed it, and I've actually introduced it to a few other people just to see what their thoughts were, and there's like, yeah, the West Coast, they're solid. So, um, yeah, I feel like more people should try their hands at West Coast IPAs, like switch over um, the coast and do things that are not necessarily common to their region. Yeah, I know you're right there with me. We enjoy the hazies, but a good West Coast is hard to come by when you're not on the West Coast. We got Team Saisons. Yep. See, I knew I wasn't alone in this. Mm, Boom. This is why we're here. We're getting connections. Okay. Icicle Brewing Company. What's up? Oh, okay. Yeah. West Coast. Mm-hmm. I see you. Team Saison. West. West. Let's see what we working at. Max six pack, Black Viking IG, and we'll be live in 7 to 10 days. Y'all heard it here first. We breaking news. Max six pack for the Black Viking IG. It's gonna come out in 7 to 10 days. Be ready for it. Yeah, yeah. I was just walking around and I was like, "Oh, brewery, I gotta stop." And like I think I was there for like 2 or 3 beers, and then made a B B run or like a quick little jig straight to the Noda um for just to get a beer, like chugged that and then went back and caught my flight. So yeah, no, Charlotte had some good beer, and then it's good to be able to be in the airport and just actually drink craft beer. Let's see, Samer, what you're talking about. Mhm. Oh yeah, no, that hey, going to the bar when you feel like you know a little bit about like craft beer and just the seeing where it goes, it's always a fun time. Just like just casually walking in and then just meeting people and having conversations. It's it could be a weird flex at point. I'm not gonna lie. But it's also a good way to meet people. I like to just go sit at the bar, look over the menu, and then just pick out a beer. See where my palate's sitting right now. I know right now is it's a lot. Um, oh wow, that's a good question, Theo. It's it's this isn't the first time I've seen that question. It is for those in industry, Samuel, it might well be our clubhouse. Yeah, normally I've been working at the tap room on Monday, so I couldn't host it anymore. But Chris has been holding it down. But I feel like it makes a lot of people have to choose where they want to go or split their staff. And because of the size of a lot of these breweries, that they can't necessarily, it's going to be a hard choice. They may not be able to attend both, or you have to send a representative to one and not the other. And like a lot of times, like brewers want to be there, like owners want to be there, like in the room to be able to like experience like Fresh Fest is what it is. It's like that family, or excuse me, barrel and flow. They want to be in that experience right there with everyone because it's a different type of festival. It's just because of like how the numbers break down and who all is there, and the main focus of it all. It's like the collaboration between artists and like brewers and enthusiasts and mu- mus- musicians and all of this with craft beer in a different kind of light. And you want to be in the room where it happens. But then you also have like the CBC where this is literally the craft beer like conference for like the industry. And this is where brewers connect. This is where you like plan out like collaborations, like sponsorship and really like working to get that information from the top bottom of your craft, from like grain to hop to actually how you go about reaching your audience and marketing. And like it's a hard choice to make. um it's very hard. being on the customer side, like we don't necessarily see what CBC is because that's like industry specific. So for the average person attending, they'll have no idea what being missed or going on. But being in industry is like, okay, do we have the fun to go here and here at the same time? And I know as much as I want to be at Barrels and Flow, I personally need to be here, and so I get to like deal with like the FOMO of watching like maybe my staff or my assistants, but then the people that are coming, they probably want to are expecting to see say the owners or like the head brewers, and they won't be there. So it's kind of this year is going to be a weird one for those that are in industry and trying to figure it all out. So yep. Mm, 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 mm. Oh, that's the hardest part. Who is it? I was talking to uh People's Republic of South Central, Craig. Yeah. And yeah, he asked me the same thing. I was like, where you gotta be? Like, are we gonna it yeah, it's like you gotta focus on like developing the business. The smartest thing to do is probably just focus on the business, and just send someone else to do Barrel and Flow because like business first. Like a lot of people forget craft beer is still a business because as much as like you want to sit here and enjoy the beer and the camaraderie and everything, we also have to maintain like there's a bottom line that makes sure this is able to occur. And if that bottom line isn't met, then like none of it can happen. Taylor's like, oh, I got this. See? Mm, mm. See? Taylor's like, we good. Made my choice. Boom. Oh, mm. Let's see what Dr. J says. She's going to be a little bit more um, like thoughtful. uh, okay. See. Gotcha. Okay. And further information. um, so I'm gonna chill on this for a second. I'm put this back in the cooler. I was like, oh, I almost pulled out another big stout. I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna do that to myself. Let's see. So Theo's laughing. He's made his choice. So next we have Hildy's Guiding Bolt. This is from Web City Cellar, aka Greenbridge Brewing, which is black owned down in St. Petersburg, Florida. Head brewer and owner Christopher. I forget his last name right now, but does some amazing beers. Frequently collab with beer culture, so proper glassware, and and so this should be a fun beer to try. So what's really interesting about this beer is it is actually it's a blend. It's a blend of like a mixed culture. What they describe it as a mixed culture sour IPA, based of like fermented and wine barrel aged mixed culture golden ale, where golden ales were blended with hazy pale ale, creating an insanely tropical and fruity, resinous, and tannic, full body and juicy citra lemon drop, double dry hops, mixed culture. There's a lot of stuff. Basically, it's a mixed culture pale ale and a hazy pale ale blended together and then dry hopped. And so this should be very interesting. This compared to the average hazy, I would choose this every time. Why? Because there's a little bit more like creativity behind this, and this is great packaging. The fact that they bottled it and made it really an experience. So let's see how this goes. In the beer culture glass. So is anybody else drinking anything out there? Let me know. We're about to talk about it. And post it up in the comments. Tell me why you chose it while I sit on my culture. On aroma, I get like that kind of like tart souring notes. It's like a sour white grapes. Oh, there's a lot of like kind of grape must behind this. Um, a low malt backbone, um, and then a little bit of lemongrass. Ooh, I think, and that kind of tart, kind of aged hop aroma. So yeah, beautiful pour. Great head retention. The color on it. This is a hazy. This is definitely a hazy. Like beautiful. Oh, oh yeah, this is great. Oh, that lemon, that subtle sweet lemon in the like and as an undertone, soft body. I think it comes in at like 6.3. Yes, yeah. This is a classy ass beer. Yo, Chris, you killed it. Hmm. So, what interests you the most when visiting brewery out of state? The people, the people, and the story of the brewery. Um, uh, anytime I walk in, my first thing to do is just to kind of survey, look around at the audience, who's in the crowd, like walk up to the bar, just assess the board real quick. The one thing I never ask is I never ask the beer tender what their favorite beer on draft at the moment. Um, because it's like I like people ask me that all the time, and I'm like, I'm not. I'm here for you. What I'm drinking right now may not be the type of thing that you want to drink, and so my goal is always to like just assess and see maybe what's new, what's fresh. Um, like what are some different styles? What beer may have like surprised them recently? Um, like I always try to also ask like the story behind a lot of the names because normally like a lot of the beer names that like people come up with are like in reference to their life, their family, their friends, travel, adventures, and so forth. And so yeah, I like if I was at Green Bench right now, I was like, so Hilda's guiding bolt. There's a bunch of references to what I think is it's like Dungeons and Dragons. So be curious about what that the story behind the brewery, their brewing schedule, stuff like that. And especially when I'm out of state, I just want to see what the local culture is like. Um, one thing that I learned a long time ago, just like traveling, is one of the best ways to meet people and to learn about a region is to just sit down in a brewery at the bar and talk with the staff. Get to know the staff, any recommendations they have about like the city, the things they get into, and then you'll slowly like get more of a vibe and feel less like a tourist and more like, oh, yes, like the people that live here enjoy doing these things or look at this area. These are my favorite places, stuff like that. So that's what I get out of going to out of state breweries and then just meeting up with people. Dun, dun, dun. Besides the beer, great question. Mm. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Chris Johnson. There we go. Um, Thank you for that, Samir. Yeah, this is really good beer. And funny enough, I saw Chris post and I was like, oh, I immediately just put an ISO um in search of in the story, and surprisingly enough, someone got back to me, and then we just made it happen. I'm really happy. This is a great beer to have. I'm glad I have two of them. Um, I have a lemon, verbenas, saison for I don't know. Ooh, Team Saison, let's go, let's go. Like I said, delicious beers. That like that kind of that's wild, like Belgian countryside experience. So yeah, what is our culture? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Barley wine from other halves. Oh, yeah. My PPLB glasses right here. In case I go to the third beer. So we out here. We out here. And of course, I'll let y'all see what the third beer is. I don't know if I'm gonna get to it though. Mm. We got that Urban Queen. What? Yep. Got that Red Bay coffee. Yo, that's a delicious beer right there. Shout out to Crown Hop. Let's see. What else is going on in the world of crafted for action? Actually, I got a few more sponsors to shout out. Oh, wait, can people still hear me? Because oh, I feel like it. Yeah. Let's see where we at. We got the Evil Twin Molotov cocktail. Ooh, that's a big beer right there. Enjoy that one. So other sponsors to shout out: Round Trip Brewing Company. Haven't heard too much about you. So definitely probably gonna have to check that one out when I'm back in Atlanta in July to run the Peachtree Road Race. More Miles Club. We doing it. Me, Kellen, Reg, and Brittany all about to kill it on the Peachtree Road Race on the third. So if you're in the area, come uh, safely. Uh, watch us fly by. We're all pretty fast runners, so I'm curious to see how quickly we get this done. Who else? Monday Night Brewing. Yo, Monday Night had some like it's been a big uh, beer staple in Atlanta for some time now, and I really like what they're doing with like Monday Night Garage with like their stouts and wilds ales over there, and their event space is dope. Um, I think the last thing I got to attend there was the Atlanta podcast, their Christmas party. Christmas. Yeah, I can't remember how they spelled it, but yeah, that was a dope time. If you actually look at the Black Beer Travelers Facebook page, that picture is from the Atlanta podcast event. So it's good to see it, like all those beautiful faces enjoying craft beer in Atlanta. Let's see. Let's see. Mm, People would love it. We have this 885 porter from Winding Path. Okay. Okay. Porters are a slept on style. Yeah, but super welcoming. If you speak to Shalonda from Afro Beer Chick, she's slowly coming around to enjoying some porters. Denise, tell me about the last brewery out of state that you went to. Mm-mm. Oh, Bell's Two Hearted. Yeah, that's always a reliable go-to. I think I had my first one back in like 2011 when I got into craft beer, like um, Bell's Oberon, Two Hearted. They have a stout that they dropped in like the fall. I think something Note. That's pretty good. Um, yep, classy. There's nothing like a glass with a stem, so it's just always fun. Um, Gotta represent for that culture. Dun, dun, dun. What are we talking about? Okay, okay. I see what they're going on. Drop. Yeah, classic. Um, Beastie Boys, great musicians. Definitely left their legacy in hip hop. Um, I remember the first time I went to Tokyo and I was walking through the train station. I was like with coworkers and like immediately stopped and I looked around. I was like, they shot Intergalactic right here, like right here, like looking around. Yeah, such a dope video. Doing the ABs. Let's see what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. So, what are some other things going on in craft beer right now? Let's see, scan Instagram. It is officially like 5:30 my time, 8:30 on the East Coast, 7:30 Central. Um, Not too many people in the mountain that area. Oh, Phoenix, I guess. So we are. What's going on now? Let's see anything special. Oh snap! Black is Beautiful chocolates back in stock at Weather Souls. Um, Hops Galore is shutting down internet. She always looks great. Um, Beer Quest TV. Okay, Chris puts out another craft singles. This is literally what I see in my Instagram right now. It's a very like black beer focused Instagram, and it's good. It's Yo Mac Brewing checking in. What's good? Yo, Mac, drop the date and where to go for people that are interested in attending your picnic. So I could like pin it to the screen for a second. If y'all don't know, Mac Brewing, up and coming out of the Philly area, um, holding it down, and like steady grinding. He just announced that he'll be doing like a family picnic for the brand. Donations will be accepted. And you got to go to the Instagram to actually like RSVP and whatnot. Juneteenth. There we go. For those who don't know, that June 19th. It's a Saturday. Let's go. Okay. So that's if you're in the Philadelphia area on the 19th. Go check out Mac Brewing Co. for the link. Get all the details there. Yes, Sean, in Philly. That is where Mac Brewing is based. I I also think Mac is doing a collab for Barrels and Flow, so he can speak more on that in the comments. But I believe he was on the list. So anybody else plan to be at Barrels and Flow? I plan to be there. I don't know if I'll be doing an event, but I believe I'll be doing a collab. I haven't figured out what type of event I would want to do just yet. So that's why I say I don't know yet. But it should be a good time right there in Pittsburgh. And yeah, other events that are coming up. For everybody on the West Coast, I hope you are ready for the next few drops from Crowns and Hops. They're about to be really delicious. I think the HBCU and the West Coast HBCU drop probably sometime this week in different places. Select retailers. I think that's what they said on the Instagram. What else is dropping? Oh, Denise, do you have any more Under the Suds planned? Um, I haven't been able to. Live stream? I don't know. Dr. J, that no, a live stream to a beer share? Not. Mm, I don't know. Maybe. I just remember that was a lot of bottles on that table last year. That was a lot of bottles. There's the music, and then I'll shout out to Andrew from Odell that literally saved the night with the pizzas. Like, cheers to that. Cheers to Andrew. One for Andrew. Um, let's see. What else? I wonder what the bottle share is looking like. Let's see if I can get them to do a live from the bottle. The bottles. Type in the in person. Hmm. Let's see what else is going on. Boom, here we go. Yeah. So Mac is doing a share with Trogs and a share with or a collab with Trogs and a collab with Harris Family. So those should be like dope. Yo, the Trogs make some really good beer. In the time that I used to live in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, that's across the bridge, a suburb basically of Philadelphia. Trog was one of my favorite breweries to like get beer from. Their Troganator, it was like a delicious like I forget the exact style, but it's probably like a Belgian double or something similar to that sort. And super easy drinking, like malty, but like esters, like fruit esters, like raisin, brown sugar, and like pairs so well with like pepperoni pizza. Like it's a great beer and pizza collaboration right there. Stroganator and like some pizza. Um, yeah, and then Harris Family. Need to catch up with them. See how everything's coming along. Was like their brick and mortar, so forth. Okay, 3 in. Okay. Montclair, they make some good stuff. Like I have a friend of mine that owns a wine shop out here, and she bugs me every time about getting some Montclair in her wine shop. Like they did like was it a grass like pilsner? That was super delicious. Yeah. So Mac's about to be shutting it down. Like so, look out for that one. Mm. Um, if you haven't heard about the 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 syndicate bottle share from the last Press Fest that was in person, then you haven't been in craft beer and 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 talk to anyone because that thing just comes up often. There's actually there are a few videos from from that. I remember I had one with like myself, Eric from Uncapped Everything, and James from Paths of Hops, and we're doing like a random chug, like a random beer chug, and Dr. J makes an appearance, and she's just like, no, it's like, and then we proceed to chug, and I think Eric was hilarious because he finishes his chug and just like gingerly walks up to the camera and just like throws his can at the camera. That was such a hilarious moment. Um, yep. See, like people gonna be looking for that Chokes and Matt collab. Thank you, thank you, Doppelbach. Couldn't remember the style. See, an undisclosed Facebook user says that bottle share though. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like, do I have any? Let's see if I don't think I have any pictures on this laptop. I will put one up real quick. But yeah. So I think I've officially been on here an hour just talking to everybody, seeing how the day's going, sharing some beers, getting some Facebook likes and hearts. Anybody got any questions? Mm, mm, um, any anything that they're curious about? Particular regions they would love to like travel to, and maybe some recommended breweries to see if I have any off the top of my head. Um, and anybody curious about how people get craft beer that's not in their region? Um, I don't know. Just start throwing out ideas out there. Oh look!
It's my birthday!
Happy birthday! Oh look!
No, hold on. I can hear you. Hold on, we're gonna turn it back. What's up? How's everybody doing? I'm excellent.
What are we drinking?
I'm like 80 beers in. I have no idea what this is. Somebody poured me I don't know what it is, but the highlight of the night really was tapping the firkin. I'm gonna post the video next soon. Here, well, we can show it to you. It got everywhere. It got everywhere.
Wait, who did it? Jen, did you do it?
It got everywhere. It was awesome, though. It was a great. Look at Juan. Look at my friends are here. Juan, Dan from Creature.
What up?
He's been shouting out all the sponsors. Yes, we've had some fantastic sponsors for this week to make it happen. All of you guys who are present virtually and who will be here during the week, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence and just for being a part of this very important week. This is only the beginning, guys. You know, we're doing this virtually now because this is the best way to do things in the safest way. But next year, people are going to converge upon Atlanta and show the hell out. And we are so ready to host. We are ready to host. It's gonna be crazy, and I can't wait. What's
I know
everybody
I'll be
drinking
there.
out there?
We've
What
gotten
you poured
some
up?
pretty good ones. Oh, I poured up. I have represent some black ownership real quick. So
Oh,
I got this Green Bench Web City Cellar brewed by Chris at Green Bench. It's just a blend of some barrel aged pale ales and a hazy pale
wow.
ale. You
Sounds
know,
interesting.
yeah, a naturally soured pale
The good stuff.
ale.
Yes, you cracked open the good stuff for my birthday. Thank you, brother. Thank you for hosting the online experience. I appreciate you doing this for me, making sure folks are engaged. I mean, this is such an awesome occurrence. Next year, you're going to be here in Atlanta, though.
Oh yeah, no.
I'm surprised you didn't just pop up because you
Oh,
you do that.
I do.
Yeah.
I looked at my schedule already, and I pretty much have at least one trip for planned throughout the rest of the year, a month. So I'm just like,
You couldn't squeeze it in. It's fine. You were just here like 3
yeah,
weeks ago.
and I'll be back for the Peachtree Road Race.
Oh, okay. So 4th of July. We'll see you
Yep.
soon then.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, cheers. Thank you so much for hosting. Thanks to he's double fisted. I love you. That's why you're the man for this. That's why you're doing this. Thank you so much for making this happen. I appreciate you.
No problem. It's been fun.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So, there you have it. We just out here. A nice little surprise pop up. Yeah, they're having a great time, as you can see at the in person, safely, of course, small numbers, and yeah, everybody out there. Any thoughts? I see Theo out here on his own account. Oh, Juan is ridiculously tall. Like, let me tell you how the first time I met Juan, I had no idea this brother was so tall. One, I'm 6'2", so I generally don't run into these situations. So we had talked just on like via text. Like I grabbed him some beer from out here, and he grabbed me some stuff while in Atlanta, and then already planned to be at like a bottle share at Argosy, and I'd never met him in person, and I'm just like, oh, damn, all right, bro, we good. Like great brother right there. Looks out and like he's out there like holding it down. He's like a rep for Creature Comforts now. And so I think he was doing like some stuff with like the LA location, excuse me. In Athens, so he's like does like some back and forth, but like knows his beer, he's out here. And it's just like the people in Atlanta and craft beer is just so awesome. Um, Shout out. Oh yeah, it's probably wild right now, in Atlanta, Kentucky. So next time y'all gonna want to come to Atlanta next year for the next Crafted for Action conference, and it's only gonna get better. It's only get bigger. It's only get get more. What song was that? Lyrics. It's only gonna get more intense. That's what it was. Those are the lyrics. Um, so yeah, I don't know. If probably not gonna like go too much longer. Gonna chill, probably get something to eat, finish these beers, and head out. But anybody got any random questions? Like some Black Bear Traveler stuff. Continue to rep, showcase people. I'm personally balancing like full-time job, two part-time jobs, and just free time. Free time is very important. Find time to do whatever really like inspires you, and also find some time to not have any responsibilities. That's so like I consistently find my downtime, moments to clear my mind. I know Theo's been doing his like daily stoic like conversations and like readings, and that probably works very well for him. Like finding time to just do nothing, it can be so invigorating, personally. And I definitely like task and recommend a lot of you like try to like find those ways to eliminate the stressors of life and just enjoy. As a beer lover, how many countries have I been to as a beer lover? Probably probably at least 28. Because after my first travels to Japan back in 2011, I started to plan out every one of my travels. I try to do uh, three things: find the local craft beer, go for a run, and just experience the culture. And so, as long as I'm able to do those things, then I'm really enjoying it. And so, since then, like out of every pretty much anytime I land in any country, any location, any city, I at least try to find somewhere to get a local pint, um, and kind of like meet the culture where it is, whether it's like Amman, Jordan, where I had like Caracal for the first time. I think I had my first like non-alcoholic like malt beverage also in Jordan, but I was just leaving like Petra. Um, in the UAE, where like alcohol is like for the most part like banned unless you're on like a hotel establishment or have like a residence card. You can't really go like to a liquor store without it. So I think even there I had like a craft beer experience at like a local like kind of English like restaurant that did like uh weekend brunch, and they had like a all you could drink like beer experience for brunch, and there's a whole bunch of like English style ales and whatnot. So even in the UAE there's craft beer, Amsterdam craft beer, Japan, Korea, Ibiza, uh like the fun thing about like beer and like craft is like that it's pretty much everywhere. In anywhere you are, someone's fermentating, like fermenting, like a beverage, and probably having some type of cultural experience around it, conversation and so forth, and just like sit down and join, and then really just like find those connections. Let's think about a random place that people may not think of enjoying craft beer, but you can. Oh, Beijing. Funny enough, like the one time I was in Beijing, I ended up walking into a brewery. I can't remember the name right now. I think it was Iron something. I have a T-shirt. But it was like a walk in. They had like two or three locations in Beijing. Walk into like I guess the main one, because I ended up meeting the owner, brewers, so forth. Like it's like a white guy from like Ohio, that started a brewery while he was in living in Beijing, and like and a lot of the recipes were built around like the cultural aspect of like China. So that's the first time I had a like Szechuan peppercorn in a beer, and it was like this like golden ale, with like Szechuan peppercorn that has like a kind of spicy but sweet. And when I say sweet, it's not in like the sugary sweet. It's like kind of like bready sweet, um, like flavoring, and it was like it's delicious, like kind of golden ale. So yeah, like beers everywhere. What is Sean talking about? See? Okay. Okay. Mm. Mm. Oh yeah, that would be great. For those that you could just see like their like the names and so forth, I would love for you to like drop their social media hashtags so people can follow each other on like Instagram, Twitter. Beer Twitter would be popping. Like I try to follow, but it moves so quickly. Dr. J, Shalonda, they they're on there just talking. Ren, uh, like Tony, uh, excuse me, consistently dropping knowledge and having conversations, and I'm just like, I can't keep up. I just like, oh, there it is. So we have, we got Jamal. Jamal's out here doing amazing things in journalism when it comes to like craft beer and other attributes. Check him out. You probably find him in like Good Beer Hunting and a number of other periodicals. Uh, Great conversationalist, a father, and he makes like dope little reels when he gets beer mail. So we have Theo Hunter, aka Theo from Crowns and Hop, the dope and the dank. No, he's a dank of the dope and dank. I have to remember that because Benny's the dope. Um, Court Court Cole, okay, Bear Benger. Oh, stop. All right, never knew the name behind it, but I recognize, like, I know what your logo looked like. We got Samir, another journalist. You'll see him frequently across a number of online periodicals. I'm trying to think, the one with all the logos. I can't remember. Um, we got Darren, mm, the underscore living room. I believe that's two underscores. So check out for that. Dr. J is funny. So we have, yeah, if you want to see the stoic conversations that Theo has, you go to his main page. It's actually like Theo Hunter, funny enough. And Mac has more fun. I'm gonna remember that. That is a dope hashtag, and a great branding. So just you find Mac Brewing Co. at Mac Brewing Co. on, I believe, Instagram and Twitter, and then Facebook. Let's see. Sean Taylor. You got to follow Mac Sixpack, and he'll be releasing more information on Black Viking in 7 to 10 business days. So be on the lookout for that. I remember it. Look at that. Love, Life, and Libations. So easy enough. Love, Life, Libations. We got Shayla. Mom, that beer. Yep. She out here killing it on the West Coast. Great page. Um, she was one of the winners of the Crowns and the Hops like giveaway during Black History Month. That was good. Happy to have been a part of that. Let's see. Let's see. Jay Westbrook. Here we go. Maja Leg and Harold's 83 Honey. The 83 Honey Ale with Ross. All right now. Like out there in Chicagoland representing. Definitely check out that Harold's 83 Honey if you haven't had the opportunity to. Great story behind that one. Mhm. Of course, once again, Mac Brewing Co. So you know. And yeah, that's pretty much everybody. Of course, you can find me at Black Bear Travelers. I'm out here supporting diversifyyourpalette.com. That's where you'll see any information I put out, any like gear that's officially recognized by Black Bear Traveler and Diversify Your Palette. The map that I need to update. There's been a lot of changes. Showcasing like ownership of like black ownership, people of color, women, enthusiasts in craft, like people to reach out to if you're ever in their city, stuff like that, you know. Um, diversifyyourpalette.com. And it's really good just to see all of us like come together and be able to have these conversations, kick it, have some beer, change the face of culture, the new now, crowns and hops. I see what I did there. And yeah, this is the glass I did for last Fresh Fest that happened in person. It was really good to be able to collaborate with like four breweries and like two brands to just bring us together and create a fun event. So be on the lookout. There's probably going to be an event for Barrels and Flow. I don't know just yet. I don't know what just yet. There's probably going to be a collab also. With who? I don't think that's been determined as of yet. But yeah, thank you for joining. Mm. Thank you, Theo. It's been good having you. Speaking with everybody virtually from my living room. Shout out to HU, you know, HBCUs, and yeah, out here being black and craft beer. Enjoy yourselves and good night.